8 ways to survive a Chicago winter.
Coming up next on Real Estate Dirt.
How are you going to survive a Chicago winter? Well, Tony and I, born and raised here.
Been doing it for a long time.
Yep. People keep you here. Food keeps you here. There's a lot of things that keep you here. But I will tell you, we're going to give you the best tips we know to survive Chicago winter, especially if you're new to this part of the Midwest.
You might feel a little chilly around the latter half of the year.
Yep, exactly. So here's what we're kicking it off with. So number 1, layers are important.
Layers.
They keep you warmer. So you want to have multiple layers, not just one giant coat. It's not going to do it as well as if you have a t-shirt and then a sweater and then maybe a lighter jacket and then a heavier jacket on top of it, right?
I would say especially if you plan on spending any extended amount of time outside.
Yes.
If you're just running out to the mailbox, obviously throw a coat on, come back in. But if you're going to be outside for a little while, you might want to consider layers.
And if you're wearing layers and it turns out that's not quite as cold as you thought, it's easier to shed those layers. If you do too little or you have one giant thing, you're either super hot or super cold and it's a big problem. So don't do it. Always have layers. Maybe more layers than others depending on the winter, the temperature, but layers. Number 2 is, and I might get in trouble here, I want to say baklava, but it's not. It's a balaclava or whatever it is. What's it called?
Baklava is a dessert. Balaclava is a head stocking. You might see something like that race car drivers wear under their helmets. It's like a part of a fireproof suit. Snowmobilers wear it under their helmets to keep their heads warm.
Yeah. And so,
balaclava.
Like, you should probably put a picture of one in here for them.
It just looks like it's just a head stocking.
I have been against this for a long time, and I had to concede because I don't care how I look anymore. I want to be warm. I don't even care. Get one. Because the scarf is never enough, and then it fogs up your glasses, and then the hat usually isn't enough, and depending on your hairstyle. Just get one thing, pull it over your head, and have the little see-through. I mean, this is what you need, okay? Because it gets freaking cold around here. It gets below 0.
Just be careful about wearing it into a bank. They'll think you're robbing the place.
Number 3, you can get a winter coat. I know, you can get thick, puffy, cute, whatever, but I think that when you get a winter coat, you need it to be long. Like, you want to cover the tops of your legs.
That's not me.
You know what? We were supposed to be in agreement on this, but cover the tops of your legs. Because, I mean, the short jacket, I mean, you're wearing just a pair of jeans unless you've got, like, long underwear on under there.
Personally, I don't like the longer jackets because when you get in the car, you got to sit, they bunch up. I've got to have freedom of movement.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm going to tell you, you got to have a winter coat that covers the tops of your legs, ladies. I mean, I understand if the men don't want to do it, but you're going to be warmer, and there's lots of cute coats out there. Like, there's a cute little Michael Kors one or a Calvin Klein, or I don't even care where you get it from. I'm sure there's something at, JCPenney or something. Cover your tops of your thighs. You're going to be grateful later, for sure. So,
maybe.
Number 4, waterproof boots, not just fashion boots, because I am sorry, we get slush because it gets wet and then it's freaking freezing cold. And then you're stepping in that and seeps right through that boot if it is not waterproof. So that fashion stuff only goes so far. And I'm telling you, the Uggs, you need waterproof. You need a waterproof Ugg, or the fashion Uggs aren't going to do it for the long haul. Not when it gets really, really wintry cold in January and February.
I have nothing to say about Ugg boots. For me personally, they look like space boots.
He doesn't understand them.
They look like you should be bouncing on the moon.
They are warm, though, up to a point. But after that, you need a waterproof version of some kind of boot, right? You cannot go schlepping around in those fashion boots only unless you want to ruin them or be cold. Number 5, stock up on windshield wiper fluid.
This is true. This is totally true. I always buy a bunch of that and just leave it on the shelves in the garage for us. And whenever I think of it, I just top off. so we never run out.
Because what is that like? It's like that icing, like it just ruins your windshield. Like you need that sucker full on your car all the time. You're going to use it constantly, right? Because otherwise you can't see. Then you're going to get in an accident. It's going to be bad. We can't do that. So
And
windshield
don't use
wiper fluid.
regular water in that reservoir in your car, because around here that will freeze. And you wish you hadn't done that.
See?
You have to get proper windshield fluid.
Yeah, it's got to be that blue stuff. All right, so don't skimp.
Actually, it doesn't just come in blue anymore.
Oh, didn't know. Don't care. Number 6, you need salt and a good shovel because you're going to be shoveling snow unless you hire somebody. I'd also even tell you, you might even want to keep a shovel, a smaller one, in your car, depending on where you're parking. Because if you're parking in the city and the snow plows come and they pile you in, sucks. And you have to get yourself out of there. So unless you've got like some 4x4 off-roading killer vehicle like Mr. Jeep owner here, okay, I'd keep a small shovel in your car along with that snow brush. So that's shovel in your car, trunk of your car, and one in your house. That's what I think. Important with the salt.
And a snow brush in your car too.
Yeah, I didn't have that on the list, but yeah, you're going to need to scrape the ice off and dust off the snow. Although I will tell you, when I used to park and there would be a foot of snow on top of my car and I had to park outside, I would just do the bare minimum and hope the rest of it flew off as I started driving 30 miles an hour. I don't recommend that, but that's what I did. Number 7, a good way around all of that on the prior number is to get remote start for your car if you can swing it.
Won't own a car anymore without remote start.
Right?
Sorry.
Until we can't. But we had to work up to the point when we had remote start. We didn't when we were younger, but that is key. When you shut off your car, before you shut off your car, blast that heat, blast the thing on. So when you remote start it, the heater and everything's working and making it nice and toasty and warm, and maybe even clean off that windshield for you. And last but not least, number 8, go on vacation.
Get out of here.
Get
it's
out.
cold.
Right? You should always go on vacation like January and February to somewhere else warmer, okay?
Florida's nice.
Yes. Yes, go to the Caribbean, go somewhere. Just get the heck out of Dodge.
We like Arizona.
Yep, that's where we go. So, at the end of the day, right, everybody says, well, why would you even live here? But there are some perks to snow. And, he loves snowmobiling. They go up to Wisconsin where it gets even colder. You got to be able to make a snowman once in your life. You got to make snow angels. You got to go sledding.
You got to have a snowball fight.
You got to have a snowball fight.
Come on.
You could even go to like Freedom Brothers in Plainfield, right here by us in the western suburbs. They have the little igloos. So you could sit outside in the little igloos and have your glass of wine, beer, or pizza. Or at the the City Winery, downtown Chicago, they also have the little igloos that you can reserve and have dinner and have a glass of wine. So that's super fun. And then you're sitting right over the river, which is epic. So, you could also go ice skating. There are some things. There are some things to do in the snow time. And listen, you just got to get through a few months and you're going to be okay. Those are our top tips on surviving a Chicago winter and maybe even enjoying a little bit of it. And with that, if you liked it, please like and subscribe, learn more about real estate, and we will see you next time.
Peace. No. No. Did you get it all?
Just a little snack.
Do you have to belch or?
Bleh.